Welcome back to Yoshi Entertainment, everybody. So, the situation with DJ Akademiks and the threats that were exchanged between him and Santana, I mentioned was a slippery slope in the last video that I posted. You can forget that. It has turned into something completely different, okay? They have put gasoline, oil, if you will, on the slope and set it ablaze. That's how ridiculous this has already gotten. But anyways, we're going to do a quick rundown for anybody who's new to the beef or who just wants a quick summary of everything that's been happening, all the craziness going on. So basically, not too long ago, DJ Akademiks and Santana got into it because DJ Akademiks, once again, for whatever reason, was talking about, the point five of the city girls by the name of Carisha. Young Miami is her stage name. He's always, for some reason, like I said, got this woman's name in his mouth. Now, people were saying that he always talks about people, but if you've seen any amount of my videos, you should know how I feel about that. And if you haven't seen any amount of my videos, basically the rundown of how I feel about that is keep people's name out of your mouth and be respectful, okay? You don't want to get caught up in some beef because you said something about somebody's friend or family member who they care about that you really didn't have to say, you didn't have to be that disrespectful about. Once again, don't talk about them. Don't say disrespectful things about them. A lot of this situation would have been avoided if that would have been applied. But he was talking about her, saying, I guess, that her music was trash, that her partner in crime and in music, whatever, should just jump ship because she act like she don't want to do music no more. She don't want to go into the studio and put in the work, blah, blah, blah. She's not motivated. And I said before in the previous video, well, you know what? If that's the case, if you're telling her this to actually help her, fine, whatever. But disrespecting her, going in on her, dragging her, making people cry and talking about them in ways that you should not, crossing certain boundaries, is unacceptable, and I stand by what I said. Now, I'm also going to say this. Yes, it does seem like Young Miami has checked out of the rapping game, and quite frankly, I think she should get out. Not because I'm saying that her music is trash, because I don't even listen to the City Girls. I'm just saying that the rap game is not a safe place. Like, I wouldn't want anybody in that industry anyways, especially not somebody who I care about, because all you're going to get as a black woman in that industry is exploited and taken advantage of. Point blank, period. And that's probably why she's checked out, because ain't no telling what done happened to that girl behind closed doors that we don't know about. For all we know, this could be her way of saying maybe this is not what she wants anymore. And I don't think talking about her is the right way to go about pointing that out. Like I said, I don't know for sure. I'm going to say allegedly. I don't know the whole story. I'm just saying, once again, if it was somebody I cared about, I wouldn't want them in that industry anyways because it's raggedy. She's going to get taken advantage of. She's going to be exploited. Now, do they do stuff that they shouldn't on their own? Of course they do. But I said what I said. Anyways, getting back on track with the summary. Santana took to the internet and basically was like, keep my best friend's name out of your mouth because I'm tired of you dragging her. You always got this smoke for the women, but you ain't never really got it aggressively. So, like I said, for the men. For whatever reason, they decided to start issuing threats. DJ Akademiks said, you could come down to the studio where I'll be waiting for you. And I said, if he did that, that wouldn't be smart because, like I said, he could go down there. They probably got ownership of that property. He could say he shot him and that he did it and probably get off on doing it because he came down there. And of course, Santana at least was smart and was like, nah, fam, you gonna meet me in the streets. I'm not going down to no headquarters. You gonna meet me in the streets. And I was like, oh, we're really taking it that way. Then he went a step further and said, not only when I see you in the streets am I going to, punch, I'm also going to assault you in another way that I can't say on YouTube because I'm not trying to get a YouTube strike. That's where I said he crossed some boundaries. Like I said, I'm outside of the situation anyways. But I will say, despite everything I said, despite that I do not like DJ Akademiks, I do agree with the fact that he has more aggressive smoke for women, which gives me, sugar in his tank vibes. I'm just going to be honest, allegedly. But I didn't agree with him telling him that. I thought that was very heinous for him to threaten to do that to that man and that it was not okay and that he should not have crossed that boundary. So now we're up to where we are now, where DJ Akademiks cried on the live stream, which I still don't understand why he did. If you had to cry, go in the bathroom and do that. And I only say that so he wouldn't be embarrassed because social media is going to embarrass him for the rest of his days for that. Now go cry to your therapist. But no, he had to publicize it and everybody was feeling sorry for him. And like I said, it brought all kind of people out of the woodwork. Freaking Dr. Umar was talking about I received via carrier pigeon that this was going on and I need y'all to stop. And everybody was asking me, was I willing to broker some kind of peace treaty between the two of them, and nobody was here for it because they were still wondering where that school is. Even Queen Latifah, who never says anything on social media, which is a good idea because social media is trash and raggedy. She even got on and said, how dare you sit up here and cry and make this about you whenever you were out here dragging people, disrespecting people, dragging women. Like I said, there was a time when men didn't do that. They had smoke for men. They were respectful to women. Like, y'all shouldn't be going back and forth with each other like that anyways. But they didn't cuss out women. They didn't swear at women. They reserved that for other men whenever they got into it with other men. But she basically said, ain't nobody trying to feel sorry for you because the same thing you claim he did to you out, he hurt you and you couldn't hurt him back, you've been doing to other people. This comes with the territory, your job. And if you couldn't handle it, then quit. Then quit. Now, she didn't say all of that, but that's essentially what she said. It ain't no fun when the rabbit got the weapon. I can't say the other word because that darn YouTube algorithm. So now he's over here having people calling up other people, whack 100 for whatever reason, call somebody who I guess was supposed to be gay that would, I guess, offer to fight in his stead. I don't understand when we started doing stuff like that. Like, where did they do that at? That confused me a lot. So like that's what we're doing now. You're crying because now your feelings are hurt like how you hurt other people's feelings. And you need to go call back up for a fight with another dude. I think what this is, he's afraid he's going to lose. That's what the problem is. Like, just say that you're afraid that you might lose. And you don't even have to say it, but just, well, at this point, learn how to not talk yourself into situations that you can't fight your behind out of. That's really what this is. Let's just be honest. I'll say it again. I didn't agree with what Santana said to him, the threats allegedly that he made. But once again, these are the consequences of his actions. You're constantly on social media, like I said, dragging people, talking about people. When it's your turn, I don't want to see tears. I don't want to see it. So like I said, first it was whack 100 talking about, oh, I got this one dude. He'll fight him for you. Again, I'm still trying to understand, like, y'all do realize y'all are making yourself look bad. Turn off the camera and talk about this. But whatever, I don't care. It's fodder for entertainment at this point. Then they called up Charleston White. And he didn't care. He doesn't care, of course, about homophobic labels. I don't really think at this point they could cancel Charleston White because he didn't already said so much ratchet stuff. I don't think y'all understand. Y'all need to go back and look at some of the stuff that Charleston White has said. Like I said before, if he has not been canceled due to some of the very heinous things he's already said, I highly doubt they're going to cancel him over some homophobic comments. But I could be very wrong. I've been wrong before. I'm sure I'll be wrong in the future because I'm only human. He said a lot of things on his video addressed to Santana. I'm not going to repost it on this channel, calling him all kinds of what kind of words pertaining to people who involve themselves with people of the same sex. Like I said, I'm very restricted by the words that I could use on this platform, unfortunately. If you wanted to hear what he said verbatim, the video is out there. It's out there. Go watch it. Like I said, I'm not about to get a strike posting that on this channel. And I also don't post vulgarity on my channel either. Once again, Santana shot back by saying what I've been saying all this time, nobody seems to want to address. First of all, he got himself into that mess with his mouth. Why is he calling other men to come fight his battles for him? Why? And second of all, once again, what I've been saying over and over and over again, you got all this smoke for the women. You want to verbally tear down these women, but when a man says, meet me in the streets, you want to get scared and cry and call for backup. You don't want to meet him in the streets. And he was saying, you can call whoever you want to. Just bring your boots and meet me in the streets and we'll fight. We'll rumble. We'll tussle. We'll have a confrontation. We'll throw fisticuffs. Whatever phrase you want to use to describe throwing hands, having a fight. Yet, nonetheless, none of them have taken him up on that. Like I said, he also pointed out, once again, another thing I keep saying. Y'all are all out here throwing this smoke. Y'all are acting. This is what he said. This is what he implied. This is not what Yoshi Entertainment said. He basically said, y'all are acting gayer than me. Y'all are out here, like I said, y'all got all this smoke for the women. But when the men want to meet you in the streets, you don't want to do nothing. You want to be scared. You want to cuss me out. You want to talk about, the whole homophobic thing. You want to talk trash from behind your camera screen. But you ain't got them hands. You won't, come to the streets. And that's something we really need to address. And I had to look at all of them with a side eye after he said that. Like I said, I don't agree with Saucy Santana's lifestyle. Y'all already know this. I'm not going to keep beating a dead horse. But what he said really needs to be looked into. Because like I said, y'all have all these smoke for people who y'all know y'all can verbally beat down because y'all think y'all can push over and manipulate women. But when the men get involved, even though he is gay. Like I said, I feel like they're just afraid that they're going to lose. And if that's the case, y'all just need to come to a consensus, okay? You just need to apologize for always dragging that girl, for making him mad over it. He needs to apologize for saying he was going to assault that man in 2 different ways. DJ Akademiks just needs to go ahead and admit he didn't want that smoke, that he be sitting up there talking all that noise, being real aggressive, like I said, to people. But whenever it comes to people actually getting mad and saying, well, since you got so much to say, meet me out in the streets and we'll handle it like this, he don't want to do it. That this was all for show. Didn't he admit while crying on the live stream that this was all for a front? That he's just playing a character? That he, like I said, really wasn't about that life. You can't be up here, like I said, dragging people and tearing them down, and then when they get really pissed off and they ready to do something, you go hide and cry, like I said, and call for backup. It don't work that way. Once again, I'm going to point out that regardless of the questionable lifestyle of Young Miami, of course, we all know what these women are involved in. Her allegedly being a sugar baby, all that kind of stuff. You know, you can call her whatever you want to, but at the end of the day, what's really sad is that nobody came to her defense except for Diddy, and y'all should all know how I feel about that ninja, okay? Even Diddy said, leave my shawty wop alone. That's sad when Diddy has to defend you from other people just dragging you for no real reason, or just being just overly disrespectful. And the only other man who stood in her defense against a man dragging her and being disrespectful towards her was a gay man. What does that say about our community and how our community works? Let me go ahead and answer that question. It says only bad things. But anyways, like I said, this was a hot pot of mess. At this point, like I said, it's entertainment to me because all of them are raggedy. They all do raggedy things. This is just a bunch of toxicity and dysfunction. But anyways, y'all let me know what y'all think and how y'all feel down in the comments below respectfully. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And y'all have a very blessed, safe, and blessed day.